cameraman. I don't know why you're there, but we gotta go out that door, and we gotta get out of here. I don't want to be here anymore. Wait, what was that?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh shit, is that a talking squirrel?
So, my name is Dad Squirrel, and I just saw you get sent here by a teleportation beam or whatever, and I witnessed you talk about Mario Kart for like 20 straight minutes. Look, I'm a pretty nice guy, and out of the kindness of my own heart, I'd like to just drive you back to your home.
Yeah, it's pretty cool and everything, but my mom never told me to jump to a stranger's car.
Okay, would you rather me help you, or would you rather live like a homeless person for whoever knows how many days?
Okay, I'm sorry, just please don't leave me out here. I'm going to freaking die.
Just get in the damn car. Who are you and what do you want from me? See, the short answer is that I just want to be nice and drive you to your house. The long answer is that you got yourself in some really deep shit, okay? You know, ever since I opened that pipe bomb, all I've had is just magical creatures and talking walls telling me what to do. You think that makes me happy? You think I'm perfectly fine with other people telling me what to do? I am a citizen of the United States of America. I do not take orders from somebody else. I don't even know what magic is. Why is there magic here? That's because you live in California, alright? Absolutely nothing ever cool happens in California. But, anyways, I'm gonna leave you with two options here. It's either you leave with no answers at all, or I give you a lot of answers and I help you out under one condition. What now? You gotta review something before I drive you home. Absolute bullshit. Just give me the notes. He'll tear down the building just to pass through the door. Yeah, it looks like you're definitely reviewing Daredevil 2003 here. I'll throw it out to you. No. I can't just review something off of absolutely nothing. What if I don't get a note? What if I don't get a note again? Then all this will be for nothing. Alright, I'm going over there to unlock the door right now so you can leave. No. Fuck!
Daredevil is such a fascinating movie to look into. Now, a thing of note is that this was the Marvel movie to release right after the hot success of Spider-Man, so it had a lot to live up to.
While most critics would just call this a worse version of Spider-Man or Batman, I think it's worth pointing out that this movie was in a little something called development hell, and was in development since 1997, and went through many different hands before completion.
Released on Valentine's Day 2003 to very mixed reviews, what was supposed to be a big blockbuster comic book adaptation hit to rival that of X-Men and Spider-Man, ended up just becoming another bad early 2000s comic book movie to add to the pile.
This movie practically ruined Daredevil's reputation for over a decade, and that really sucks, because I sure do love me some Daredevil. While I don't read the comics, I absolutely love the TV show, and on the note of that TV show is so good that it basically makes this entire movie obsolete. But enough of me rambling. Let's find out if this movie is any good, or if it's just another sad example of a failed comic book movie. And before I begin, I gotta say that in order to give this movie the best chance it has to prove itself, I'm gonna be reviewing the 2004 director's cut version of this movie that was first released on DVD. I would have reviewed the theatrical version, but the Blu-ray release only has the director's cut, so thanks.
Well, either way, we actually start off with Daredevil in pursuit, on top of a cross, which is a pretty bold move for the movie to start that way. But then again, just because it's bold doesn't exactly mean it's good. Would I have preferred the movie to start off differently? Yeah. But I mean, it hasn't been terrible so far or anything. But I guess the movie just wants to cut away everything and jump into Matt's origin story. And yeah, I feel this is the place where I gotta mention that this movie isn't really paced well. Now, this movie really takes place upon 5 different acts, per se. Now, the show works a lot better with pacing because each episode counts as its own little mini-adventure, whereas this is a movie. But even so, I feel this could have worked a lot better as an anthology movie, but it really didn't have the balls to fully make it one, but whatever. With that said, the movie takes a good amount of time showing us the tale of Matt Murdock, as we see him get angry at Uncle Ben and run away near toxic chemicals, turning him blind. But because of that, he supposedly got superpowers and ninja powers? Like, I know in the comics and the show and whatnot, Matt is actually trained by ninjas to fight. And of course this movie doesn't have time to explain all that shit. But then, when the only explanation is this...
I trained my body and my senses. An acute sense of touch gave me both strength and balance.
It seems very stupid. But of course, the toxic chemicals actually gave him enhanced hearing, smell, touch, and taste. But the following scene and a lot more only focus on his enhanced hearing. So when we get a scene like this, it seems stupid. It makes Matt seem so weak. And your number one job as a movie is that you're supposed to portray Matt as a cool character. You're supposed to sell everyone on Daredevil. And while sometimes it shows Matt's abilities very well, other times it doesn't show them well. And thus I can see why a lot of audience members would come off with the wrong idea and end up seeing Daredevil as not a cool character. But anyways, Matt beats the absolute shit out of some stereotypical bullies. Blah blah, oh my god, it's Stan Lee! And blah blah blah, Bruce Wayne's parents get shot in an alleyway. With great powers comes great responsibility. All that crap. Now, as we move on to segment 2, we see that Matt has actually grown up to become a lawyer, but not a really good one, as a rapist would end up getting away as innocent. Now, I know by legalities and whatnot, this wasn't a final verdict, and this is meant to show that the system is messed up, and it's up to Daredevil to fix up and give the punishment that the legal system can't. But this scene really just makes Matt seem like a shitty lawyer. But anyways, now we must get on to the first Daredevil fight scene.
And look, I feel like I've been a little too harsh on this movie so far, as up to this point, this has been perfectly acceptable entertainment. But this scene right here is really where the movie starts to fall apart.
Also, wait, can I just stop everything right here to just question, how come all these early superhero movies never actually show how the main character gets their suit? And later we're shown that he just has like an entire bat cave. And I mean, I know he's a lawyer, but he's not like a high profile lawyer. He doesn't make too much money. So, where the hell is he getting all these weapons? Now, in all reality, this isn't that bad of a fight scene, but I feel there's something very much missing here, and that's Matt's sense of responsibility. Let me explain. Let's compare beginning fight scenes from this to the TV show. In the show, we see that Matt is of course the good guy, but he gives a terrible beating. He absolutely wails on this guy for a solid 11 seconds. You really see the struggle between whether Matt is a good guy or not, whether he's really doing these things for a good cause, or if he's just really selfish.
In this movie, Daredevil doesn't contemplate a single time on whether what he's doing is good or bad. And that's like Daredevil's most defining character trait. He's always on the edge between becoming what he hates, whether he's a good guy or a bad guy.
Oh yeah, I also can't enjoy this because the audio mixing is absolutely terrible. Just take a listen.
You would think the movie about the blind guy would have good audio mixing, but I guess that's asking a little too much.
So anyways, Daredevil meets up with the bad guy in this pretty standard scenario here, and... wait. Oh shit, he's not getting up! No! Daredevil's number one character trait is that he doesn't kill people. How hard is it to get these things right? This is the absolute worst. Why would you tell the media that you cut a guy in half? Well, anyways, the minute after, we see Matt using his disability to try and hit on a woman named Elektra Nachios.
Well, shit. It looks like Matt doesn't give a flying fuck in this movie. Oh, movie. Even though Matt just literally murdered someone mere minutes ago, I really can't stay mad at you. I mean, look at this super funny and corny fight scene.
Oh my freaking god, this music is killing me! But yeah, the Kingpin, which is the master of all crime in the city of New York, hires Bullseye in order to kill Elektra Nachios' father. And this scene right here makes the entire damn movie for me. So we're introduced to Bullseye, and of course, he wins a bet, and the guy pays him the money. He says,
bloody Irish piece of trash.
And because of that, he does this.
Literally how? Like, I swear, I can legit go on for over an hour just analyzing this scene alone. The fact that he had the perfect trajectory, speed, and angle with the throw of his hand to pierce through his throat and kill a man. Like, and he didn't even deserve to die. He still paid you his money. Like, it does... What? I can't. I'm done, okay? I have to break and say that I secretly love this movie. For every terrible scene, there are 2 other scenes in its place that are just comedic genius and absolutely great. Like, I'm dead serious. Bullseye is the one thing that balances out all the bad things of this movie to make it actually good. This is what we need in modern superhero movies. Villains that are absolutely great and don't give a fuck and just love having fun with it. Why can't we have more villains like this? Why can't we have more villains like Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin? Why can't we have more villains like that? Come on! Yes! This is the shit that I love in movies. This is the shit that I go to the cinema for. This is the shit, the stuff that fuels me. Inject this scene straight into my fucking bloodstream. Do it!
This goes on for minutes of just Bullseye fucking around in an airport. Like, holy shit. Also, Bullseye just murders this old woman just because she was too loud. Like, can't I straight up just forgive the entire movie? Because this just made everything better. Oh yeah, also, hey look, it's Coolio!
And damn it.
Everything just comes to a crawl as Matt and Elektra just have to screw around in the rain. Only for Matt to leave to do his Daredevil stuff like he always does.
I'm not the bad guy.
Oh wait, scratch that. He actually contemplates his decisions once in this movie. And it doesn't really matter in the long run, but whatever.
And here comes my last big complaint about the movie. And that's the fact that we find out that Matt isn't Catholic.
Like, what the hell? Daredevil's 3 most defining character traits is that he doesn't kill people, he's always on the edge of becoming what he hates, and he's Catholic. I mean, that's like the driving force between why he does anything, his Catholicism. And I think the real issue with this movie is that it doesn't make us think. I mean, at the end of each episode of Daredevil, I would go in a deep philosophical mode and think, you know, the show really makes us think about Matt's problems, Matt's issues, Matt's real demons inside. But after coming out of this movie didn't make me think nearly as much as the TV show did. But literally, who cares? Fuck thinking and fuck my brain, because it's time for the showdown of the century.
So this fight ain't too bad, but Bullseye's plan to kill Elektra's father is for him to kill him with one of Daredevil's own little stick thingies, and then frame Daredevil, which is fine, but look at this scene.
Like, come on, it was literally right in front of you. Thank you for making everything better. But yeah, do you really see my issue with this movie?
But anyways, blah blah, Matt gets angry and throws everything, because I guess he only wants the media to know about his murders when he wants them to know about his murders.
And like, come on, I know you're having a moment here, but just think about how much of a bitch that would be to clean up.
But anyways, it's funeral time, and holy shit, is that Evanescence? Yes, that is! And I just gotta give a moment to how freaking great the soundtrack is.
Like, I'm gonna be real here, a lot of early 2000s nu metal is absolute dog water. It sucks. Like, I'm gonna be real, it sucks. But it sucks in the way that it's so bad, it's great, you know what I mean? I loved absolute shitty music like Evanescence, and I know I should count shit against this movie for that, but the shitty music really just adds to the experience.
Holy shit, They did not. Yes, oh my freaking god. I know this is 2003, but it still just kills me.
But sadly, this is where the movie really starts to go to shit. And it's actually been paced pretty well, you know, we've gotten a good amount of time for everything. But then you look at the clock and you realize, oh shit, there's only 30 minutes left of the movie that we have to go through. So the writers go, ah shit, go. There's still so many other things that we have to do before this movie gets done.
So we get the fight between Matt and Elektra is sad because she hurt the person that she met literally 4 days ago. Bullseye ends up killing Elektra, and now we're back at the beginning of the movie. But since we have absolutely no time to spare, we gotta go right into the Daredevil versus Bullseye scene, as we get the iconic scenery of Daredevil fighting in a church. And oh my god, this is the freaking best thing ever. But Daredevil just throws Bullseye out a window because he just doesn't give a shit anymore.
Bullseye.
Wow!
So then right after that, we go straight into the Daredevil versus Kingpin fight. You see the problem here? In the show, we get so many confrontations between Matt and Kingpin. So many people he interrogated just to get to him. But here it's just like, nah, just go to his giant corporate company, he's just chilling there.
And they only ever meet up like 2 other times. Like, come on, how come both the hero and the villain are both nerfed so badly?
But anyways, with the power of the rain, Daredevil breaks Kingpin's kneecaps, like holy shit. So the time has come for Daredevil to kill Kingpin. We've seen him kill someone before, so we know he can do it.
I'm not the bad guy.
Alright, it looks like Matt finally has a change of heart, despite the fact that I'm pretty sure this guy has done a lot worse than what the other guy did.
But for the final time, I gotta say, whatever.
Then we get like a pretty nice 2-minute scene showing us the aftermath, and we get the final scene of the movie, as Daredevil lives another day.
Hell's Kitchen is my neighborhood. I prowl the rooftops and alleyways at night, watching from the darkness, forever in darkness. A guardian devil.
And yes, this scene is so dumb, but come on, this has to be like the best way to end a movie.
And so that wraps up Daredevil 2003. Final thoughts? I really can't be too harsh on this movie, and I definitely cannot get myself to hate this movie. Because no matter how flawed and terrible you can say this movie is, you know, it doesn't feel cheap or fake or like it was just made for money. You can really tell there was some heart and soul put into this movie. You can tell there were people on the production that really cared about Daredevil and the character. But I feel this is the best kind of bad movie. This is a bad movie in the same way as something like Star Wars Episode 1, where I can spend hours and hours and hours over-analyzing and taking stuff apart and ripping this movie to shreds, and there's so much stuff to look into and talk about. I could honestly watch this movie again and again and again, and love to pick up new things as I watch it, get more of an appreciation towards it, you know, learn new things. It's not like something like the Emoji Movie, where it's just an absolute drag to watch, and it's not even fun rewatching it, or analyzing it, or criticizing it, because there's no fun in criticizing it. We know it's a bad movie. The people working on it knew it was a bad movie. There's no point in criticizing a movie like the Emoji Movie. And I think the real reason why I like this movie so much is because modern superhero movies, I feel, take themselves way too seriously. We can't just have a fun, cheesy, corny, campy movie like we did in the early 2000s. And I think for a while we really appreciated that, how we were able to get actual serious superhero movies. But I think now the sudden realization is starting to hit us that we can't have corny movies like we did in the early 2000s anymore. And my real thing is that, well, there will never be another movie like Daredevil 2003 ever again. And is that really a reality that I want to be a part of? Is that a reality that you want to be a part of? Do you want the same exact boring, serious superhero movies? I don't want that. I don't want to live in that world. Because even if we get a bad superhero movie these days, it's not the same. And I just gotta say that I'd rather take a Daredevil 2003 over a Captain Marvel any day of the week. And I feel that wraps up my thoughts on Daredevil 2003. And well, let's see if any of that was actually worth it. Moment of truth. Oh my god! I actually got a note! And it says, to win this uprising battle, you must look into your past for future reference. Once again, I have no idea what the hell that means, but hopefully I'll figure it out on the next episode of By Unpopular Demand. And on the note of that, I should figure out a better way to end these videos.